My name is Dyer. I've been here for 16 years. I went into the shipping department in the office just recently. I started off in the production area on a stand-up high-low. I fed the lines with product. I did that for about 10 years. And then I come back to the shipping area and I worked on the dock. I went to the turrets about 5 or 6 years ago. And basically, we pull all the product from the turret to the smaller stand-ups on the floor, and they feed the production line. The turrets weren't here at first. It was always just the smaller stand-ups. Once we moved to the larger facility, they brought the turrets in, and I was one of the first ones to be trained on it. There is quite a few training steps involved before you can get to that level. You have to have a regular standard yellow high-low, and then it steps up to the stand-ups, and then it steps up to the larger one. It lasts about, like I said, about a week of just basic training, and then you're pretty much on your own. Within each rack, underneath the cement, there's an electronic wire. It's wired into a box. It's on the wall, and it's got a current that flows through there that communicates with the turret trucks. But there is a switch that you have to turn on in order for it to work. And that keeps the turrets locked in safely so you can't turn or steer while you're locked onto that magnet. Plus it also helps control the speed of the truck as well. The height on the turret is about 50 feet. They're the highest high-lows in North America. You usually don't have any problems with it until you get to the very top and you have an excessive amount of weight. Then it'll sway left to right. But for the most part, not everybody has a problem with it. We've had skids get stuck at the top level where the skid would hang off the back. And since the forks are only designed to go up so high, then we have to get other mechanisms involved to be able to pick it up, and that's when it starts to get really shaky. So we've learned not to put anything heavy on the top racks to try to avoid having to go there. There's scanners that we use. With those scanners, you can find out anything you need to know by either scanning the item number on the label of the part. You can scan a location and it will tell you what's in that location. You can scan any particular lot number and it will give you a list of all the locations to where inventory sits. And it's pretty much a management system. Very important tool for us to do our job on a regular basis. The forks on the turret are designed to go either right or left. They usually, when in motion, the mass has to be halfway to the center point before you can swing it to the other side. The only downfall with that is you have to do it slowly because you can easily swing and tear up product from the edge of the skid or tear up a rack location. So you have to be careful when using that. They're electric powered. Their batteries weigh about 6,500 pounds. I believe the batteries are about 5,000 volts, at least. I'm not 100% certain. The lighter product you're lifting, the less it's going to drain the battery. If you're putting up a lot of heavy stuff all day long, it's going to suck the power out of that battery and you'll be changing it a lot more often. When your system in the high-low tells you you don't have any battery life, you can't lift it or lower it because there's no power. So then you have to go down to the corner where we keep all of our batteries, and in that same corner there is electronic jacks which are designed to pull the batteries out of the high-lows, as well as chargers which are along the top of them. Each battery has its own charger. To get a solid charge, it's expected to charge at least 8 hours. You have to have a harness on. You are not allowed to go into the turret without a harness. No one's supposed to be within the racks unless a supervisor knows they're there. You're not supposed to step into the racks. You're not supposed to step off the platform. When you take your foot off the pedals for any apparent reason, it shuts down automatically. So it won't go anywhere unless your feet are firmly on the ground. I stand up from time to time. I don't always like sitting down. You get a little bit better feel for the controls when you're standing. The only time it's scary is when you're off the magnet and you're out in the middle of the floor in production and they want you to change the fan blades. That area of production is the scariest because there's no walls or racks on either side of you for that feel of safety. You're pretty much out in the open. What I like about working with Tweddle is that they care about their people. I've never had any issues with management. Whenever I have a concern, it's very easily looked at as long as I follow my chain of command. The people I work with are excellent people. Everybody's pretty much at the same, mentality. They all have fun working here, and I wouldn't be here for 16 years if I didn't like it.